Let's face it, when it comes to marriage advice, it's always the same old stuff.
Right.
Communicate more, plan date nights, try to rekindle that spark.
Yeah.
But what if it's more than that? What if you've tried all that and you still feel like you're drifting apart?
Hmm.
Well, that's where this deep dive gets really interesting.
Okay.
We're going to be looking at the work of Liam Naden.
Okay.
He's a marriage coach, and he's turning the traditional ways of thinking about saving relationships
Right.
completely upside down.
Liam Naden's really interesting because he doesn't just offer like Band-Aid solutions.
Yeah.
He's developed a whole program that gets to the root of what's going wrong in marriages
Okay.
and provides a really clear path to actually transform them.
Wow.
And not in like years of therapy, but in just 30 days.
30 days.
Yeah.
That just sounds impossible.
Right.
Most people think these big relationship problems take years to figure out.
Yeah. And that's what's so radical about Liam's approach.
Yeah.
He's identified 3 fundamental causes of problems in a marriage. And once you address those, it can turn around really quickly.
Wow.
He calls them the silent saboteurs
Ooh.
because they kind of work under the surface, disguised as those familiar symptoms we always complain about.
Right, the arguments, the lack of intimacy.
Exactly, the growing resentment, all that.
Okay. So you've got me hooked now. Tell me about these silent saboteurs.
Okay, so the first one might surprise you. It's not knowing what you actually want in a marriage.
Okay.
And so many of us go into relationships with these kind of vague ideas about happiness, companionship, maybe having a family.
Right.
But we don't often take the time to figure out what those things really mean for us on like an emotional level.
So it's not enough to just say, I want to be happy.
Right.
You need to know what that actually looks like, what that feels like for you in your relationship.
Exactly. And Liam actually has exercises and techniques that help couples go through this journey of self-discovery.
Mm-hmm.
So it's about understanding your own needs and desires, but also helping your partner to understand theirs as well.
Okay.
Because here's the catch.
Yeah.
If you don't know what you want, how on earth can you expect your partner to give it to you?
That's so true.
Right. And how can you possibly understand what your partner needs to feel fulfilled?
Yeah, that makes so much sense.
Yeah.
It's like trying to travel to a new city without a map.
Right.
You might find some cool places along the way,
Yeah.
but you're probably going to get lost and frustrated.
Exactly.
Okay, so that's the first saboteur. What about the second one?
The second one is what Liam calls wrong communication.
Okay.
Now, this isn't just about talking more or learning to listen better.
Right.
It's about recognizing that we all have these unique ways we communicate.
Mm.
And Liam calls these love languages.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of love languages.
Yeah.
But I always thought of them as like ways of showing affection, like
Yeah.
giving gifts or spending quality time together.
Yeah, it goes much deeper than that.
Okay.
For example, someone whose main love language is acts of service, they might feel really loved when their partner helps out with chores or takes care of practical tasks. But if their partner is always showering them with compliments,
Uh-huh.
which might be their own love language, words of affirmation,
Okay.
they might still feel unloved and unappreciated.
Wow. So even if you have good intentions, you can still totally miss the mark if you're not speaking the same language.
Exactly. And this can lead to all these misunderstandings, hurt feelings, and ultimately, a breakdown of connection.
Right.
So Liam Naden's program actually helps couples to figure out their own love languages and then learn to translate their needs and desires in a way that their partner can really understand.
That's fascinating. It makes you realize that even simple conversations can be so difficult if you're not on the same wavelength.
Absolutely.
So we've got 2 silent saboteurs, not knowing what you want, and wrong communication.
Right.
What's the third one?
The third silent saboteur is maybe the most important one. It's having misaligned values.
Okay.
Now, this doesn't mean you have to agree with your partner on everything,
Right.
but it is really important to have a shared understanding of what really matters in life. Your priorities, your beliefs, your vision for the future.
So it's not about being clones of each other,
No.
but having that fundamental compatibility on the big things.
Exactly. And if you're always clashing on those core values,
Yeah.
it just creates this constant underlying tension and conflict,
Right.
no matter how much you love each other.
That makes sense.
So Liam Naden's work provides a framework for figuring out those areas of alignment.
Okay.
And more importantly, it gives you tools for dealing with those areas where you might disagree.
These 3 silent saboteurs, they sound so common. I bet they're hiding in tons of relationships.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's why Liam's work is so groundbreaking.
Okay.
He's not just giving generic relationship advice. He's giving you a way to target those hidden problems and deal with them directly.
Okay, so we've found the culprits,
Right.
but how do we actually fix them? Can you really transform a marriage in 30 days? I'm still a little skeptical.
And that's completely understandable. Most people who come to Liam are in the same place.
Yeah.
Skeptical, hurt, maybe even ready to give up.
Right.
But what they discover is that by addressing these three core issues,
Okay.
they unlock this level of understanding and connection that they never thought was possible.
Wow.
And that lays the foundation for really fast change.
So it's not about quick fixes or surface level solutions.
Yeah.
It's about addressing those root causes
Yeah.
and building a strong, healthy foundation for the relationship.
Exactly. And that's where Liam's 30-day plan comes in.
Okay.
He's taken all his experience working with couples and created this step-by-step guide that anyone can follow.
All right, let's get into that plan.
Mm.
How does Liam Naden take couples from feeling lost and disconnected to creating this amazing, joyful marriage in just 30 days?
Well, the first step might surprise you. It's not about rekindling romance or getting better at communication.
Okay.
It's about something much deeper, healing the hurt.
Okay. That is surprising, but I'm intrigued.
Yeah.
Tell me more about this way of healing and how it sets the stage for the rest of Liam Naden's 30-day plan.
What's interesting is Liam doesn't believe that you just wait for time to heal all wounds.
Yeah.
He says that.
So we know about these silent saboteurs, these hidden problems that Liam Naden says are the real reasons why so many marriages are struggling. But now I'm really curious about this first step. Healing the hurt. It seems kind of backwards to start there. Wouldn't it make more sense to focus on like communication or bringing back the romance?
Well, that's what's so clever about Liam's way of doing things.
Right.
He knows that unresolved hurt, it's like a wall that stops couples from really connecting no matter how hard they try to fix other parts of their relationship. It's like, imagine you're trying to build a house, but the foundation is full of cracks.
Okay. Yeah.
You could build the most beautiful walls, decorate it perfectly, but it's not going to be strong.
That's a great analogy.
Yeah.
So how does Liam Naden actually help couples to heal those cracks in the foundation?
He takes them through a process of understanding what hurt really is. It's not just about what happened, but about the meaning we give to those events.
Okay.
For example, let's say one partner forgets their anniversary. On the surface, that's hurtful, but the real damage comes from how the person who is forgotten interprets it.
Yeah.
They think things like, they don't care, I'm not important to them anymore, they don't love me. And those thoughts, they stick around, and they just fuel more resentment and negativity.
So it's not about pretending the hurt didn't happen.
No.
It's about changing how we see it, how we let it affect our relationship.
Exactly. And Liam has these specific techniques to help couples change those damaging interpretations.
Okay.
It's about understanding those deep fears and insecurities that often drive how we react.
Right.
Learning how to talk about our hurt in a way that creates understanding instead of blame, and ultimately choosing to forgive ourselves and our partners.
Forgiveness, that sounds so hard, especially when the hurt goes really deep. How does Liam Naden actually help couples to do that?
Well, he makes it clear that forgiveness isn't about saying that what happened was okay or forgetting that it ever happened. It's about choosing to let go of that anger and resentment that's holding you back. It's about getting your emotional freedom back and creating space for compassion and healing. And he gives you these specific tools and exercises to guide you so forgiveness becomes a real thing you can achieve instead of just a nice idea.
Okay, I'm starting to see how this different approach to healing could be really powerful.
Yeah.
It's like you're cleaning up the emotional mess to make room for a fresh start.
That's a perfect way to put it. And once those old wounds are taken care of, then couples can move on to the next step, which is getting clear on what they really want and need from the relationship.
So this is going back to that first silent saboteur we talked about, not knowing what you truly want.
Exactly. And this step builds on all the self-awareness that couples gained during that healing process. Liam leads them through exercises to help them discover those deep desires, the things that are more important than just wanting a bigger house or a more exciting social life. He helps them connect with those core emotional needs that drive everything we do and shape whether we feel fulfilled.
Like peeling back the layers to get to the heart of what matters.
Exactly. And it's not just about looking inward. Liam emphasizes how important it is for couples to share those desires with each other, to create a safe space where they can be vulnerable and honest with each other.
Right.
Remember those love languages we talked about?
Yeah.
This is where couples really start to learn how to express their needs and desires in a way that their partner can really get.
So it's about being able to speak and understand each other's emotional language so those important messages don't get lost.
Exactly. And once couples have that clarity, then they can move on to one of the most exciting steps, rebuilding attraction.
I think this is where a lot of people are going to be really interested. Who doesn't want to rekindle that spark?
It's something we all want. But Liam's way of rebuilding attraction isn't about those surface level quick fixes or trying to recreate those butterflies you felt when you first started dating.
Hmm.
It's about something much deeper and something that lasts.
Okay, tell me more.
He teaches couples that real lasting attraction comes from consistently meeting each other's deep emotional needs.
Okay.
It's about knowing what makes your partner feel loved and appreciated and desired, and making an effort to make them feel those things every day.
So it's not about big romantic gestures, but those little everyday things that show your partner they're really seen and loved.
Exactly. And Liam gives specific techniques for doing that. For example, he encourages couples to remember what first attracted them to each other.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Those qualities they found irresistible at the beginning of their relationship, and find ways to bring those elements back into their lives now. It's about remembering why you fell in love in the first place and actively taking care of those qualities that sparked that initial connection.
That's such a powerful idea. It's like realizing that everything you need for attraction is already there in the relationship. You just have to rediscover it and nurture it.
Precisely. And Liam also teaches couples how to create a culture of appreciation and gratitude in their relationship. It's about noticing and acknowledging the good things your partner does, even the little things. It's about saying thank you, showing your appreciation with thoughtful gestures, or just giving them your full attention.
It's like shining a light on all the good that's already there, reminding yourselves why you chose to be together.
And as couples start to do these things, they often find that attraction comes back naturally stronger and deeper than before.
Wow.
Because now it's not based on superficial things, but on a deep understanding and appreciation of who they really are.
This is starting to sound really hopeful. Like maybe happily ever after isn't just a fairy tale.
That's what Liam Naden's work is all about, showing couples that real happiness and fulfillment in marriage are possible. And the next step in his 30-day plan is where things get really exciting, transforming communication.
Okay, I'm ready. Tell me everything.
This is where those love languages we've been talking about become really important. Liam helps couples figure out their own and their partner's preferred ways of communicating, not just for expressing love, but also for handling conflict, making decisions, and dealing with all those everyday challenges that every couple faces.
So it's about creating a shared language, a way of talking and listening that helps you understand each other better and avoid misunderstandings.
Exactly. And Liam gives specific techniques for doing just that. He teaches couples how to communicate their needs clearly and respectfully, how to listen carefully and with empathy, and how to work through disagreements in a way that makes the relationship stronger instead of tearing it apart.
It sounds like he's giving them a blueprint for creating a really safe and supportive space for communication where both partners feel heard and valued.
Yes, and as couples get better at these communication skills, they often find that those old patterns of arguing, bickering, and shutting down just disappear. They discover a new ability to connect on a deeper level, to share their thoughts and feelings honestly, and to support each other through tough times with empathy and understanding.
It's like they can finally put down their weapons and have a real conversation.
Exactly. And that sets the stage for the next step in Liam's program, one that many couples find to be the most life-changing and rewarding of all, creating sizzling intimacy.
Ooh, now we're talking. Intimacy is at the heart of any romantic relationship, but it's also one of the areas that couples struggle with the most.
Absolutely. And Liam's approach to intimacy goes way beyond just the physical.
Hmm.
It's about building a deep sense of connection, vulnerability, and trust, both emotionally and physically. He teaches couples how to create a safe space for exploring, how to talk about their desires openly and honestly, and how to rediscover the joy of playfulness and sensuality in their relationship.
So it's not just about bringing back the passion, but about creating a deeper and more satisfying connection on every level.
Exactly. And as couples embrace this holistic approach to intimacy, they often experience a level of closeness and connection they never thought possible. They discover a renewed sense of passion, a deeper appreciation for each other, and a profound sense of fulfillment that affects every part of their relationship.
Wow, this is also inspiring. But I have to ask, how can all of this really be done in just 30 days?
That's the amazing thing about Liam Naden's program. It's designed to be incredibly focused and efficient. He doesn't waste time on vague theories or generic advice. Every step is carefully designed to address those core issues that are holding couples back and give them the tools and techniques they need to make lasting changes.
Okay, but let's be real. Even with the best program, there are going to be challenges along the way. How does Liam Naden help couples deal with those bumps in the road?
That's where the final step in his 30-day plan comes, in building lasting foundations. He knows that transformation isn't a one-time thing, it's a process. And he gives couples the skills and strategies they need to keep those positive changes going and create a relationship that can really stand the test of time.
Okay, I want to hear more about these lasting foundations. What's the secret to making sure those good changes stick?
Liam focuses on three key things: keeping it fresh, weathering storms, and cultivating unapologetic joy.
Those sound like powerful ideas. Let's break them down.
Yeah.
What does Liam Naden mean by keeping it fresh?
He encourages couples to actively nurture their relationship and keep that spark alive.
Okay.
It's about finding ways to surprise each other, create new experiences together, and keep learning and growing as individuals and as a couple.
So it's about having a growth mindset, realizing that a strong relationship needs constant effort and attention.
Exactly. And the second element, weathering storms, recognizes that every relationship goes through challenges.
Right.
Liam gives couples practical ways to communicate well during conflict, resolve disagreements constructively, and support each other through difficult times.
So it's about becoming resilient, learning to handle those ups and downs together as a team, and coming out of those challenges stronger than before.
Exactly. And the final element, cultivating unapologetic joy, is about building a relationship that celebrates each other's unique personalities, passions, and dreams.
Hmm.
It's about creating an environment of acceptance, support, and encouragement where both partners feel free to be their true selves.
It sounds like Liam Naden's way of building lasting foundations is about creating a relationship that's not just about surviving the tough times, but really thriving.
Yeah.
It's about embracing everything life throws at you, the good, the bad, the in-between, and choosing to face it all together with love, compassion, and a shared commitment to growth.
Exactly. And that's what makes Liam's 30-day program so powerful. It's not just about fixing problems, it's about creating a roadmap for a truly fulfilling, joyful, and lasting relationship.
This has been an amazing deep dive so far. We've gone from finding those hidden saboteurs to exploring Liam Naden's step-by-step plan for changing a marriage in just 30 days. But I'm sure our listeners are eager to hear more about the specifics of Liam's program and how they can learn from him and start making those positive changes in their own relationships.
Well, in the last part of our deep dive, we'll do just that. We'll explore what makes Liam Naden's program so unique and effective, and we'll give you all the details on how you can connect with him directly to start your own journey to a happier and more fulfilling marriage.
Stay tuned. Welcome back to our deep dive on transforming your marriage in just 30 days. We've been talking about the incredible work of Liam Naden, a marriage coach who's helping couples everywhere create the kind of deep connection and love that most people just dream about.
What's amazing is that Liam's program isn't just theory. It's like he's taken those complicated things we've been discussing, healing the hurt, figuring out your needs, rebuilding attraction,
Right.
and turned them into this practical step-by-step plan that anyone can use.
Yeah, that's what I love about it. It's not just vague promises or endless therapy.
Yeah.
It's like real action-specific techniques, a clear way to make actual change happen in your relationship.
One thing that really makes Liam stand out is his unique take on communication. We talked about those love languages earlier, but his program goes way deeper than that.
Mm.
It gives you a way to understand not just how we show love, but how we deal with arguments,
Right.
how we make decisions, and all those everyday challenges that couples face.
Yeah, I can see how that's where things can really start to change for couples. Once you get those little bits of communication,
Yeah.
it's like you're finally speaking the same language.
Exactly. And Liam gives you really concrete examples and exercises to help couples figure out their own communication styles and their partners so they can start to translate their needs and desires in a way that makes sense.
So it's not about changing who you are or how you talk, but about bridging that gap
Exactly.
and creating a dynamic that's more harmonious and fulfilling.
That's it. And something I find really powerful about Liam's program is how much emphasis he puts on healing the hurt. So many couples try to move on without dealing with those underlying wounds.
Right.
It's like trying to run a marathon with a sprained ankle. You're not going to get very far.
And that's where Liam's approach to forgiveness comes in, right?
Absolutely. It's such an important piece. He says that forgiveness isn't about saying it's okay that you were hurt. It's about freeing yourself from that resentment and negativity, choosing to move on with a fresh start and make space for compassion and healing.
And that creates a much stronger base for rebuilding trust and intimacy.
For sure.
Yeah.
And speaking of intimacy, Liam's program doesn't shy away from that part of a fulfilling marriage, which is often ignored.
Yeah.
He goes beyond the typical advice like plan more dates or try to spice things up,
Right.
and really digs into the deeper levels of emotional and physical intimacy.
This is what really gets a lot of couples excited, isn't it? Rediscovering that spark, that passion and connection that might have faded away.
Exactly. Liam takes couples through exercises and techniques to reignite that spark, but not in a superficial way. He focuses on understanding each other's needs and desires, creating a safe space for exploration, and bringing back that sense of playfulness and adventure.
It sounds like he's helping couples find a deeper kind of intimacy, one that's built on mutual understanding, respect, and a real desire to make each other happy.
Yeah, exactly. And what's so inspiring is that Liam's program isn't just about fixing a broken marriage. It's about creating a path to a truly fulfilling and joyful relationship, one that can handle the tough times and thrive for years to come.
And that brings us to the last piece, building those lasting foundations.
Hmm.
We talked about it before, keeping it fresh, weathering the storms, cultivating unapologetic joy.
Right. And Liam gives you really practical advice on how to make those principles a part of your everyday life. It's about making that effort to nurture the relationship, to grow together, to communicate well, and to create a space where both partners feel loved, supported, and free to be themselves.
It's like he's giving couples the tools to create a relationship that's not just about getting by, but about truly thriving, embracing all of life's experiences together.
Exactly. That's what Liam Naden's 30-day program is all about. It shows you that real love and happiness in marriage are possible no matter what challenges you're facing right now.
This has been such an insightful deep dive. We've gone from uncovering those hidden things that sabotage relationships to exploring Liam's step-by-step plan for creating a love that's truly fulfilling and lasting. I'm sure our listeners are ready to find out more about his program and how they can work with him to start transforming their own marriages.
Definitely. And the great thing is, Liam's made it super easy to connect with him and access his amazing program. Everything you need is right there on his website, liamnaden.com.
That's liamnaden.com. And you'll find everything about his 30-day program on there, including stories from couples who have seen incredible changes using his methods. You can also sign up for his free newsletter, which is full of helpful tips and advice for creating a stronger and more fulfilling relationship.
Liam also offers personal coaching sessions for people who want more individual support and guidance. He's really dedicated to helping couples find that love and happiness they deserve.
So if you're ready to start transforming your marriage, head over to liamnaden.com and begin your journey today. Remember, a happy and fulfilling marriage isn't about luck. It's a choice, and you can make that choice right now.
Liam Naden has shown us that lasting love is possible, and with his help, you can create the relationship you've always wanted.
And that wraps up our deep dive into transforming your marriage in 30 days. We hope this has been helpful and inspiring, and we encourage you to take action and start creating the love and happiness you deserve.